There are many unexplained things in the world of which we have little understanding. Many people do not believe in ghosts, but there are just as many who can testify to experiencing something strange beyond our understanding. The town of Clinton sits in the center of Hunterdon County, New Jersey. While the town was incorporated in 1865, there was a settlement here since the beginning of the 19th century. Located along the southern branch of the Raritan River, Clinton attracts tourists from all over the country who come to fish in the Raritan River, to walk the town's historic streets, and to visit the Red Mill. The Red Mill was established in 1810, although an older mill was known to have operated on the site going back to the 1700s. The mill began its existence as a grist and textile mill, before moving on to process graphite, talc, and limestone. Work at the mill was grueling, with backbreaking labor and generally poor working conditions. The air inside the mill was thick with dust, and little sunlight could penetrate through the small windows. The town across the river would be covered in a thick layer of black or white grit depending on what the mill was processing that day. With many turning gears and swift moving belts, accidents were always a possibility. The Red Mill operated into the 1960s before finally closing its doors. In 1962, the mill and the adjoining Mulligan Quarry were opened as a museum. Today, the public can explore the mill and other historic buildings where so many men toiled over the years, and according to many eyewitness reports, where they may yet still reside. New Jersey Paranormal Research has traveled to the Red Mill to investigate the many claims of paranormal activity that have been reported over the years. Witnesses have experienced ghostly footsteps, heard disembodied voices, and have seen full-bodied apparitions. Using the latest scientific equipment and procedures, the members of NJPR hope to discover if there are ghosts at the Red Mill.
We had one of the walking tours, and a gentleman had approached Wanda and wanted to talk to me. He's a pretty avid 35mm photographer, and the story was about 3 years ago. Came by here, we stopped at the other side across the dam, set up his camera, took some shots of the mill. Finished the roll of film, processed it was on 35mm slides. And he didn't really notice anything until he started looking at the slides, and he noticed in this window up here, and I'm telling you, it's the clearest outline. It looks like a woman with a white high neck blouse on. So I don't know what that was, but it was up there in the sewing area.
I was on my way to the car, which was parked here. I heard that same exact bang. I was like right even with the doors here, turned because nobody was supposed to be down there, and I saw a shadow about yay tall, head, shoulders, I could make that out, and it flew. I mean, from right to left. It went really fast. I mean, it was like hyper speed. It went boom, you know, so I knew it wasn't a person.
So we'll start, I guess, from the bottom and work our way up.
Yeah, okay. There was when Mark and I came through here the first time. No, there was an EVP. What I thought was an EVP that I posted on the website that sounded like a really high-pitched woman-type voice say hello. And this is about where we got as we were coming into this area.
They also say that they hear, they've been down here and they hear footsteps up above them, and they've the one former curator heard a typewriter going off, and they were the only ones in the building. Clickety-clack, old-fashioned typewriter. There's pretty much activity in the whole building, but they've heard footsteps from down here. All right, let's go up the second floor.
Big belt.
Taps, when they were here, they were listening for this because they've heard this bell go off. They couldn't catch it, and then Bruce told me, as the taps team was packing up for the night, leaving, the bell went off. Nobody was up here.
Any ideas of what a set of cameras?
Yeah,
we definitely will. That is one small lock. And that's a pretty big lock.
It's like walking through my basement.
According to the psychic that previously walked through here, supposedly in this spot right back here, a young man was hung by some bullies who picked on him, hung him on a metal spike, and he died here. Now supposedly his spirit is seen here. This is a very big hot spot of the building, according to the staff. They're always hearing footsteps up here. They've seen apparitions up here.
Yeah, it's weird. It's completely different on that side of the room. And my battery just came back, and it's back.
Yeah, that's what happened to Mike. Yeah.
Look, now I have 69 minutes.
This was a two-family home.
That's pretty good.
Back in the 1800s, some of the workers would live here. A couple of the families would live here. This house, it was cut in two, and there was two sides, with the families having the kitchens downstairs and the bedrooms upstairs. They've, for the museum purposes, they made it a general store, but it was never really a general store. This was a residence.
Old schoolhouse.
Five lashes for Friday. 4 lashes for the boy plays with a girl.
The team prepares for the night's investigation by setting up numerous infrared night vision cameras throughout the mill, in hopes of capturing paranormal activity on video.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to break up tonight into 4 teams. Mike, Ed, and Greg. I think since you guys with the cameras and everything in here, and Ed with the thermal, you'll start here in the mill. Lauren, Jane, and Carrie, you're going to do the outside area, which is going to include the schoolhouse, the blacksmith shop, peg leg shack, and the walking the pathways and doing outdoor stuff as well. So Chris, Rob, and Darren, why don't you guys do the tenant house? And I guess Ellen, why don't you with me? We'll start off in the offices. Okay. And does anybody have any questions?
The floors are all uneven here. It's an industrial building, so please watch your step, because we got these little 2-inch step downs. Just be careful you don't hurt yourself. Okay. And watch, there's some overhead low spots in here with these.
And watch in the tenant house again. They built doorways lower than usual, and I'm the first victim tonight. I already bumped my head. So just be careful when you're going through the doorways. Kind of watch your clearance in your head.
If anybody needs anything, please sing out. I'll help you any way I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You want to do some EMF work? Apparently, you see a shadow. You see a gentleman standing over here. I just got like a chill like over here.
What's that?
I just got like a chill like over here. Let's see if we're getting any EMF readings. 0.1.
We have our little meters here. The green, the red. If you go near those, it'll let us know that you want to talk to us.
Yeah, it's basically like a 0.01, 0.02.
Hey, Greg.
So it goes a couple
Every time
guys.
I walk over here, I get this chill in my back.
That's what I told you when I was over there. I got a chill, and it's hot. It's actually hot over here.
Well, it's not like a cold chill.
No, it's just like a chill, like goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. I get it right here. As a matter of fact, I have it right now.
Yeah, me too. And I never get that. I never can.
I don't know if you can see it, but
Alright, so this is Jane, Carrie, and Lauren, and we're heading into the schoolhouse.
There's a kid's picture of the kids over here.
Let's see, we have from 1908, 1917.
Alright, why don't we all pick a spot?
We're getting absolutely nothing in the way of EMF, so if we get a sudden unexplained splash, we know.
I just want to ask if there is a spirit in here with us, or if there is any kind of being here who would like to communicate. We have 2 green lights, and if you walk in front of them, it'll blink to red and it'll let us know if you're here. So we invite you to come and sit at one of the desks.
We also have a digital voice recorder, which is a red light up at the front of the room. Feel free to speak into that.
Is there a teacher here? Can you walk in front of one of the green lights and make it light up?
I'm sitting here and I have in my hand a list of punishments for different rule breaking. Swearing a parent gives you 8 lashes. Girls misbehaving is 10 lashes.
We have that covered.
Yeah.
What is your name? If there's a teacher here, come over here and give me a whipping.
Yeah, smack my hand. I swear all the time.
I hate school. School sucks.
He wants to show me the hot spots for the flare.
oh, okay.
So he took me on a tour.
All right.
You know, he was telling, over here, he was showing us where that cold spot was over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we a couple of times, like I walked over there and I got like goosebumps.
Yeah, right over here by the window.
And so did Mike.
Yeah, I got some crazy goosebumps over there.
I don't normally get goosebumps though.
Me either. Hey, Ed, is there any kind of temperature difference down by my legs?
No, but you got like special socks on or something?
Special socks? No.
No, you got shorts on, sorry.
Wow.
See, he's really red right here on the bottom of his legs.
Oh,
It's the skin.
Yep.
it's almost completely drained.
What's that?
My headlamp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before it was blinding you.
Yeah, right.
Now it's like,
Huh.
is that you draining my camera?
Has that ever happened to you before?
Never. Never. And I just put like fresh batteries on this. So actually, what just happened was I just turned on my head LED, and as you can see now it turns on. Before I turned it on back there, and it was almost like the battery was completely drained. It had a very low light. Now it's working like it's supposed to. So. Come on, here we go again. Look.
Yep.
The switch is going bad.
What's that?
You're gonna switch.
No, I'm telling you. You can hear it clicking. Look,
Battery guy.
It's like the battery's dead. Now let me see if it comes back. You can see it, look.
Give it a couple of minutes.
Yep.
It comes back.
Completely drained. You know, I'm gonna leave it on. Look. Watch it. Look at the light.
Just trying to turn back on myself.
Yeah.
But it's getting brighter again.
That's odd.
Dude, this is really whacked.
Don't.
Just crazy. Just walk back to that corner again and I got that big chill.
Not anything.
There's not a breeze. I don't feel anything coming under the door, nothing, but it's right where I'm standing, it's cold. And it's saying that it's not.
You guys hearing something in the corner? Who's here with us? Give us a sign that you're here. Okay, my right shoulder is feeling cold right now.
There's knocking. You saw I did not move.
You guys gotta stop walking around. You gotta stay in one spot because we don't know.
No, she wasn't moving. I wasn't moving. It was knocking under my foot.
It came from over there.
It was under my foot.
Was it when you turned?
Hold on. Can you do that again? Was that you walking around? There's somebody here. Walk towards me. It was?
Swear to God. Under my
Can you, all right. Shh.
I swear to God.
It was
Felt
coming
like
from.
it was underneath my feet, knocking off underneath the ground.
It was coming from over here.
That's exactly. It was underneath my feet. 3 knocks underneath my
But I
feet.
thought that was you.
No, I was totally still. That's why I stopped myself dead when it knocked.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
All right. If there's somebody here, can you knock 3 times on the desk? Let's see how smart you are. What the?
That was totally on the desk. That was on the same
Holy.
desk. That was on the same
Let me get the
desk.
key too. Was this desk?
Yes.
Are you sitting at this desk? Can you make this green light blink to red? Guys,
You make that noise one more time, we'll leave.
please give us 3 knocks. 1, 2, 3. Was that the floorboards?
No, that was the desk.
That was on the
I was
desk?
looking right at the desk. You guys were looking around. I'm looking right at the desk.
I looked over my shoulder to see if.
That's what I looked over my
I was
shoulder.
looking at it came from the desk.
That was good.
Let me come over here. This is me walking. Yeah, this is not the sound the floorboards make.
No.
Yeah, you hear me walking?
Go inside.
Oh. Guys, I don't like it in here.
Did something touch you?
I feel like something touched my back. I swear to you, something brushed up on the side of my back. Unless
Did the rope touch you? You're by the rope.
the rope is back here.
That was the rope.
Is a generator back here running? Dehumidifier. Well, no EVP in here, at least for now. Is there anybody in this office who want to see if you're hiring? Do you need workers?
Are you looking for help?
Look at the old telephone too. You can't see it, but it's one of those old-fashioned phones.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That's the dehumidifier, the large wheels of
I'm not feeling anything out here at all.
I'm not really.
What did it say happened over here? Is this where the girl gets reflection through the window?
No, this is where I heard that voice yesterday.
Oh.
Where were you standing?
Right here. Right here, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to do the same thing.
I did you hear just say hi? I just heard hi in my ear.
You heard hi in your ear? I didn't hear it. Are you sure it wasn't me stepping up? Tell me what you just experienced.
Well, I was raising my camera up to try to get pictures of the other side, and I heard a hi in my right ear, and it was just quick. It sounded, if I had to pick, I would say female, but you know, it's just a guess. But it was pretty neat. Right here, exactly.
Can you say hello to me?
You remember me from yesterday? Can you say hi to me again?
Did you just?
I heard
Is that
something.
outside? I heard like,
What was that?
It sounded like a kid's voice.
Like a
I don't know if it was from outside.
I thought it was something turning on or a little kid going,
Like,
Yeah.
hi. The only people that are outside right now, maybe some adults leaving the restaurant, but that sounded like a little kid.
That sounded
yeah,
like
it
a
was
kid.
too low to be outside.
Like, hi.
It was like close but low.
Do we have a recorder going on here, recording audio?
Yeah. but
Yeah.
the traffic one-
There we go. Completely. All right, let's see if it comes on. Look, look.
Change the batteries and see what happens.
I'm gonna change the batteries, but I'm telling you, dead
Yep.
batteries don't do this.
They don't come back.
They don't come back. Look.
You hear that? I heard this over here. Did you hear the whistle?
No, I
Sound
heard
like
like a
a
oh. Yeah.
If that was you, can you do it again? We really want to get you, find you.
You sure? I heard it again.
I didn't hear it at that time.
Little basket for little kids, all kids' toys up on here. It's all back here, he said. It's all little kids stuff. He said, if you want to find the little kids, it's back here.
Can you pull on my shirt?
Did you just touch that wall?
What wall? That's something that's coming from the
Look,
outside.
look, look. I touched it for
Wow.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
Sensitive. You could get I could follow your footprints where you went.
It's just an alarm. Okay. Okay.
Right after we said give us a sign.
Ed, Greg, and Mike, you guys are gonna stay in the mill. You know, I don't want to break it up since you guys have been in there for so long, but what you can do is maybe do the first 2 floors. We're gonna send Darren, Rob, and Chris to the top 2 floors for this hour. Ellen and I are gonna go down to the schools, and you know, we'll go another hour and we'll see how we go from there. We'll come back and we'll see what the hot spots are.
All right, I'm going in.
All right. Well, at least we'll be able to see. We got. Okay, red light.
All right, guys, find a spot down here and let's I'm gonna set up some K2s. All right.
Sit up.
If there is somebody in this house with us right now, there is a green light on the floor. All you have to do is walk in front of it and make it light up to red, and we'll know that you're here. Can we get a temperature over here?
It's crazy. It's all over the boards,
Can we
actually.
get a temperature right in front of me?
69.2.
If you're here, can you make the temperature drop? Do you see this device right here? Can you make that temperature go down? 69.1. 68.9. 68.7. I want you to drop the temperature to 60 degrees if you're here.
There's someone here with us. Can you make this noise?
Okay. That sound is not coming from behind the counter. That sounds like it's coming from above us.
Want to head upstairs?
Yes.
Alright, we're heading upstairs.
Now, it takes a lot of effort to make this bell go off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Because these hurt your head a little bit after a while.
Oh yeah.
Mine was.
Is that you?
What?
Like that, just like that.
Unconsciously.
Like 3 seconds. It was like a 3 second, like.
If there's somebody here with us, can you please give us a sign that you're here? Can you make a really loud noise? Can you walk into this room that we're in? think I might have seen shadow movement in the next room.
The trick of the light, this thing?
I don't know. But I thought I caught something. Is there somebody in there? Can you come in here?
Picture came out funny.
Did the little girl that died in the mill live in this house?
Did you hear that? In there?
Like a creek?
Yeah. Is there somebody in there? Come talk to us. We want to talk to you.
I think the light is playing tricks on me.
Really?
Remember
Did you
when
see something in there?
Remember when you were in the other room and you said you thought you saw a shadow pass?
In there?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Either the light is playing tricks on us, or something's messing with us. I don't know what it is.
Put the fan on up here before.
Now it's like nice. This is the window. Oh yeah, see this big ass spider right here?
Is that the one that was on TV?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's like inside. That's the one he got scared of.
Sissies. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
You okay? Yeah, we were doing that before.
Yeah.
That's what Bruce
I hope
was.
you got that on camera.
I did.
Good. Oops.
Perfect timing to hand me the camera.
Oops. If you want us to leave your space up here, you're gonna have to do something to let us know that you're here. Can you pull on our pant legs? Touch us on the shoulder?
You can pull on my pant leg if you want.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that? This is the strangest thing. It's the same thing that's happened to me and Chris before. You can't, it won't focus right away. The camera.
It does that. The IR sometimes has trouble.
Oh.
There's some IR interference. Probably because there's a camera over here shooting this way.
Maybe, yeah.
And if that IR light shining in the camera, it causes trouble focusing.
But even with my still shot and everything, I was having trouble focusing it.
This camera is not recording, or the camera's off.
What? It was on before.
This one?
Yeah.
Left. Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
I pointed my here. I pointed my camera at it, and there's like nothing.
Well, I can tell. I don't see the IR.
Yeah.
It's not battery operated.
It's
It
not.
was working
No.
when we
It's,
came up. I know.
she saw it working. I don't remember it working. Is it just the camera's not getting any power? It is now.
The camera died?
There you go. There we are.
So did you feel the energy over in the corner over there?
Right out the door, right when you come in the door, and then right over to the
By the
other
window.
side by the window.
Yeah,
just
right
this
by the window is
intense-
where I felt that. I never.
Immediately. Do you feel off kilter?
Yeah.
Like you're dizzy?
Yeah, I was watching you walk up the stairs.
I'm sorry, as soon as I came, like, up, like, past the 3rd floor for some reason, I felt like I was off balance. I said yes.
Something just moved over there.
Are you sure?
I swear to God.
Is there somebody here? What was that noise?
It came right through here. It was this little white glob.
Is there a man up here? I heard there was somebody was hung here.
I got battery drained.
Did you?
Yes.
Can you talk to us, please?
Something just made a sound back there.
What?
Something just made a sound back there.
Is there someone there?
It sounded like somebody walking around.
Is there anybody here with us? This is Ellen and my name is Mark.
Would you like to visit with us for a while?
Hold on. It must have been something from the floodlight outside. I just saw a shadow move on the walls right here.
I saw something over there, but I thought it was from outside.
You alright? You just kicked the walkie-talkie. Oh, my camera.
No, it was a walkie-talkie. I just felt like a huge sigh, like go through my whole body.
This is the last chance. Ellen and I are leaving. If you want to do something, let us know you're here. Now's the time. That was...
What?
You know, I hate to even say it because it's almost like a trick of my life, but I saw in my peripheral vision a little black, like a black thing dart right past you and go that way. But I can't tell if it
Just
was...
now?
Yeah, just right this second, right after when I said that.
Well, that was like a couple minutes ago. I thought I saw something.
Like the hair standing up on top of my head right now.
Yeah, I just started getting
After a long night's investigation, the NJPR team breaks down their equipment to begin analyzing the evidence over the coming days.
So guys, how did you think it went?
Good.
Yeah, I think we had the most experience with the stairs before above.
At one point when Ellen and I were sitting up in the sewing room, I thought I saw a shadow like somebody walked across and blocked the light from outside. It was a light shining from the office house, but it looked like somebody in the room walked past it.
But that motion sensor light is also high up. You'd have to be 7 feet tall to almost block the light out.
That's the thing.
Out of third floor window where you would
It's one of those things I looked at that if I didn't think about, I would just would have blown it off as, you know, somebody walking past the light. But then we looked at it and we're going, I don't know.
There was a lot of unusual energy out in the schoolhouse. Lots of noises, knocking, feelings of Jane felt as if she was touched. And then up here in the mill, the fourth floor was very strange.
It was a fun experience. You know, I had some incidents that were unable to be explained at this time. Obviously, I reviewed the evidence.
I did not personally experience too much tonight. I got a lot of heavy feelings, a couple of what I call rubber band headaches, where the front of my head feels like it's compressing when we were up on the fourth floor. We saw some shadows up on the fourth floor and thought we heard something, but I'm not convinced until I listen to it, until I check my evidence. I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay guys, we've gone through all of the evidence from the Red Mill. Wanted to show you some of what we caught and get your feedback on it, especially, you know, your experiences, what you remember that happened, and anything else you can, you know, have to add to some of the footage that we caught. We're going to start off with some EVPs, so this is what we have. This first one, I'm just going to play it for you. Ed, this is one that you caught. And it sounds like, I forget which part of the mill this was captured in, but it sounds like a child's voice, like moaning 3 times. Now where did you?
I was on the top floor, where they said the person was hung or by a belt.
Wow. So what's a child's voice doing up there?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to know. Okay, no, now I remember this one.
That's
this one was
breathing.
this was the strange breathing caught right in this area here. You put fourth floor mill.
Oh, then it's the fourth floor mill. Then we were upstairs on the fourth floor around the sifter, and Lauren was sitting on the stairs,
And I had my recorder sitting in the back corner by that window, all alone, so.
It seemed like Jane actually heard that when it happened.
There was a lot of noises. She might have heard that.
We did capture a couple of different sighs and breaths while we were up there. I have some
Oh,
that
yeah.
show a little bit later.
And the thing is that our recorder was nowhere near us to catch us breathing in it that closely. I was filming actually. Lauren was on the stairs and Jane was over by the other staircase. And I had the recorder on that sill all the way in the
That's
corner.
where I had left mine. Yeah.
So that breath is really close. So that's
Okay.
pretty good.
Well, here's another one that you caught. I'm not sure where this was captured. I'll play this.
Okay. What's really creepy about that is just before that happened, I was filming Jane and looking around and I saw a black shadow figure dart across the stairs up there on that upper level. And immediately, if you listen to a whole clip, you'll hear Jane and I run up there to look, and just as we're going up there, that's when we caught that laughter.
Wow.
And we didn't hear it, it was just
That might have been when I was sitting on the stairs.
You were sitting on the stairs.
I was having serious vertigo when I was up there. I remember even at one point when we were climbing the stairs, you're like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I feel like I'm gonna fall."
Well, right there, when you come through the stairway that lets out the very top part of the mill in the middle, several of us were just feeling an intense pressure and dizziness.
I
and
felt
you
very
just-
dizzy up there.
Every time you're in that spot, you could feel it.
We were taking
and those little steps.
Yeah,
when
we
you
were
go
t-
from
yeah.
that part to the other. I actually was sitting down the steps because I had to sit down. I was saying I have to go sit down here because I'm very dizzy.
That's where she was. I just happened to be filming Jane, and I looked over to see Lauren, and behind Lauren, she was. That's what I saw. Do you remember us rushing up there to see what we could see? And it's weird that laughter came right around that time.
Wow. Rob, this is one where you caught hello.
In the mill. It came from above us. And it came from above us. And
Okay, now I remember now. That's when me and you were taking a tour, and just as you walk out of the gift shop into the first floor, the first floor of the mill, just beyond the gift shop. No, we were looking around. All of a sudden, you just pick up that little voice of. It sounded like a small girl.
Here's one that Greg caught when you, Greg, and Mike were up, I believe, in the sewing room. I don't know. It's strange. I don't know.
It's hard to tell, but
Sounds like
Somebody singing or somebody's
moaning or singing.
I don't know. Greg caught this one, and you hear my voice. Ellen and I are in the mill. At first I thought you were responding to me because I heard some movement and I thought it was you guys. And in this clip you're going to hear me commenting that I just heard something and I was dismissing it. But then I caught something else right here. Take a listen to this. Yeah, I just heard It sounds like somebody saying sorry, almost in response to my commenting, "Oh, I heard something," and then after a moment, it's a female voice. I thought it was one of you, but when I asked you later, you said it wasn't.
Yeah, no, we had left the mill shortly after. We were outside talking to Greg.
You were outside talking to Bruce. Yeah.
Again, they've been seeing an apparition of a woman in period costume in the sewing room, and people will come out to Bruce later and say, "Hey, that reenactor you had up there in costume was really wild," and they go, "We don't have a reenactor in costume up there."
She's the one who took my breath away.
Yeah. Rob, speaking of breath, this is Rob. You caught a strange breath on recorder.
Oh yes, that's the one I was talking about before. We were up on the 4th floor of the mill, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there, I just felt like somebody blew in my face. No, and I was by myself. It wasn't like if there was someone close enough for me to get that much of a breath, I would have known it.
Now, Lauren, this is one that you caught. It sounds like somebody says no. Take a listen to this.
Wow. That's much better enhanced than it was when I heard that when I sent it. But I didn't hear very clearly what it was.
So that was when you were in the schoolhouse.
That might even have been when we left the recorder.
We caught a lot of interesting video that night in multiple locations. The first one is when in the very beginning of the night, we were setting up all the equipment, getting it ready for the investigation, and Ed, you and Mike and Greg were setting up in the sewing room on the 3rd floor. And I caught this. I wanted to take a look at this and tell me what you think of it. Oops. It seems like we catch something that just goes behind Greg's, inches within Greg's face, and shoots up. Now, my first thought was a moth, but it's moving so quickly
fast.
and so smooth, and it's such a large object, it obviously passes in front of Greg's face. So it had to be relatively large, and most of the moths that we encountered fluttered.
That was zooming, like in a line. A moth kind of.
That was right at the beginning because I just finished setting up. You can see I'm walking away from it and I'm looking at the screen at the same time.
Now, we caught one anomaly, and this is where it really comes in handy when we're looking through all the evidence to rule out contamination. On that same camera, down in the sewing room, later in the evening, about 10:48 at night, you captured this. And back here, past the pillar, you'll see the belt hanging down, and it starts to vibrate and shake for no reason at all. Now, these cameras don't have sound, so we're not really hearing what's going on, but we were initially excited about that, thought that we had something moving the belt by itself. But then, a little bit later, we were going through Greg's footage up on the 4th floor, and we caught this. There's Chris looking at the belt.
Same exact timeline.
And the timeline matches up. It's the same timeline. So he shakes that belt, not realizing that it's affecting down below. I talked to him about that. He said, "Oops, sorry."
It's great that we have so many cameras to cover everything.
Yes, because again, it helps us to check ourselves and make sure that, okay, we got something. What about, from a different angle or a timeline? What can we do to rule out this evidence? There is one piece of footage we got with Greg. Now, you guys were on the 4th floor, and Greg kept having power problems with his LED light, and we were able to, luckily, Mike was filming it the whole time it happened.
Yep.
What's that?
Switch.
No. I'm telling you. You're gonna hear it clicking.
Battery guy.
I think the battery's dead. Now let me see. If it comes back. You see it, look.
Yep.
It's like when he backed up.
No, I'm gonna leave it on. Look. Watch the light.
Yeah.
It's getting brighter again.
That's odd.
Well, and that's what's strange about that is batteries don't drain and then come back.
And then restart.
And earlier, both the day before, when Mike and I were coming through the mill doing our preliminary, he had severe battery drainage on his camera. He had full charged batteries, and before we were in the mill, we were standing outside, his batteries drained completely. Again, you don't drain batteries and they don't come back.
No, they don't come back as bright as that either.
Yes. Now, this one, out in the schoolhouse, you girls were having a lot of strange activity.
Very interesting experience out there. Yeah.
Well, let me play this clip, and then you can talk to me, tell us more about what happened.
Can you knock 3 times on the desk? Let's see how smart you are. What the? That was totally audacity.
That was
Holy that was awesome. Let me get the key to
So you were getting responses, knocking. What else was going on at that point?
There was tapping on the floor. It was just, Jane felt like she was being touched at one point.
If you listened to the video or the audio, they both corroborate each other. It was the strangest thing. It sounded like the whole time we were in there that something was moving around.
And we did our share of provoking before we started filming this.
Yeah, we were very provoking.
It
We did our best to make it as angry as possible.
We had something that happened right after that.
Please give us 3 knocks. 1, 2, 3.
Immediate response.
That was on the desk? Right at the desk. You guys are looking for a copy right now. No. Oh, guys. I don't like it in here. I feel like something touched my back.
Yeah, so we turned around in the footage and we thought that she had hit the bell rope. But you could see in the footage the bell rope was about 5 or 6 feet behind her.
And we could tell you, yeah, she was at least 4 or 5 feet away from that rope, because Lauren even said, "Is it the rope?" And when Jane turned, she's literally 4 or 5 feet away from that rope.
When Mike heard the high the day before, when we were doing the preliminary, which was very strange, he heard it, I didn't. And then the very next night, you guys are standing in the exact same spot, and it looks like you caught it again.
Did you just? I heard that outside.
A girl voice again?
Yeah, saying hi. So that might be residual for all we know, because so many people hear it and experience it. Now finally, we captured a piece of evidence that is fairly compelling. Ed, you were walking with Bruce at the very beginning of the night. We started the investigation on the 2nd floor of the mill. Well, as you were walking behind him, you panned around and you caught this. Now, it appears there's a heat signature in the doorway to the stairwell. And this just bothered me because there's nothing there. There's a blank wall. And
It's just a doorway,
it's
right?
just a doorway. So I went back to the mill to test it and see, and there's nothing there. There's nothing reflective or heat generating there. And then Ed and I went back later with the thermal and tried to recreate it, and we couldn't. There's nothing there that was throwing it out.
I leaned against the door frame for like a few minutes to try to generate heat on it. It didn't pick it up.
Right now, it's a shape that seems to have the proportions of a person.
Like a child.
You can kind of see a head.
Look at the size of the door frame.
Well, when we looked at the footage later, it's only standing about this high, so it's barely 3 feet high.
Well, if you look at Bruce, you can see the red from the thermal, which is like at 90 degrees.
Yeah. Right here on
See
how
hot he is?
white,
Oh, yeah.
See how red he is?
hot, and that
That thing
object
is
there,
68 degrees.
That's room temperature? Is that room temperature?
yes,
Yeah.
68 to maybe 70 degrees.
It's not a person.
No, a living person
living
won't pick
person
up a
with
much.
Even outside, you get the impression that there's spirits kind of moving around and doing their own thing. It was almost like
Yeah,
you say, repetition.
Like it has a personality to it.
Yeah, like they were either working or there's just people were coming and going, but you couldn't see them.
Going about their
Well,
daily
I
duties.
felt that there was a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
residual energy
Oh,
in the
a lot.
place. A lot of, not really spirits, but just the residual energy from all these past events and the people.
I tell you, I'd like to get back and do that 4th floor and 3rd floor a little more.
Like the
Well-
third floor again, I'd like to.
Well, I can't wait to show Bruce and Wanda this footage, because I think it's going to confirm a lot of the feelings and their own personal experiences that they've had there. And I think it's going to blow them away. And definitely I want to talk to them about having us come back sometime, because I think we're going to catch a lot more activity when we go back.
Oh, I'd love to go back. That would be great.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and we'll go ahead and we'll go to the mill and we'll see what their response is.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
great.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
New Jersey Paranormal Research returned to the Red Mill Museum to share the results of their investigation with Bruce Pearson and the rest of the mill staff. The staff was fascinated with the evidence presented and was happy that their experiences with the paranormal had been validated by scientific means.
Thank you very much.
Every 12 people came and spent a lot of time here. They did a very professional job. They're very respectful of the grounds of the museum, and we very much thank them, and we're going to continue on investigating.
The Red Mill Museum has embraced their status as a hotbed of paranormal activity and are eager to share their experiences with the public. The mill continues to conduct guided walking tours of the museum specifically to talk about their paranormal experiences. This allows the public to experience the activity for themselves while learning of the mill's long and colorful history. There may be skeptics who doubt the existence of ghosts at the Red Mill, but they only need to visit and see for themselves.
Some